there friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Alderon and I are here today to talk to you about a book that we think is so fun. It's perfect for the start of summer just because of how much fun it is, and it's just a light, easy read, but still you do have to think about it a little bit. It's not just a complete fluff book, but if you are a fan of puzzles, if you are a fan of mysteries, then you are sure to absolutely love this book. So what book am I talking about? Well, it is Escape from Mr. Lemonchello's Library. Now, this book by Chris Grabenstein, Escape from Mr. Lemonchello's Library, might be one that you've heard of before. This is not a new book. This book has been around for a while, but the reason it's been on my mind lately is because I actually have never read it before prior to reading it for the first time. So I had never read it, even though it was a really popular book and a lot of people know about it. I believe there is a movie as well. And the reason I did read it a couple months ago was because we were featuring the book in one of our book discussion groups, Books and Bites. So this is the book that the teens and tweens picked to read. So I was very excited to be able to read it for the very first time. And I was really glad I did because it's super fun. Like I said, it's a quick read. It's not very long. It's like maybe a little over 200 pages. Yeah, it's definitely less than 300 pages. Lots of quick, fun jokes and puns, and most of all, just a lot of really cool mysteries and puzzles to solve. So what I also liked about this book is that the main character is somebody who is not somebody who you would normally think of as the hero of the book. So his name is Kyle, and he has two older brothers, and he's got one brother that's a jock. He's really athletic and good at sports, and then he's got another brother who is very brainy and super smart. And Kyle doesn't really fit into any of those categories. He just is Kyle. But one thing he is really good at is board games. He loves games because everybody's equal when you start a board game. It doesn't matter what you come to the table with. If you're smarter than everybody else or if you're stronger than everybody else, when you start a board game for the first time, everybody's on the equal level playing field, which is really cool. And I never actually thought about that before he started talking about it. So he loves board games for this very specific reason. Well, the most famous creator of games in general, board games, video games, any kind of game, you name it, he's made it, is Mr. Lemonchello. And Kyle has just learned with the rest of his town that the new library that's being built in town is being built by Mr. Lemonchello. And he's inviting a certain number of kids to come and participate in a lock-in, staying overnight at this brand new library. So he knows that he will do anything to be able to get the chance to do this, because not only is Mr. Lemonchello famous, but it's a brand new library. It's got to be, absolutely incredible. So he knows he has to do this. Well, when he and the other kids get there, they find out that it really is a lock-in, not just the term that you use for staying overnight somewhere. They are literally locked in the library overnight, and the first person who gets out, who figures out the way out, is going to get a prize. Now, it's not so easy as just walking through the front door. Or this book would be 2 pages long, right? So there's all these different mysteries and puzzles and clues that the kids have to find to be able to get out of the library. And this is where Kyle just knows that he actually does have a leg up on other people, because not only has he been obsessed with Mr. Lemonchello and his games, but he is really good at working through puzzles. So this is all about Kyle and the friendships he makes with these kids, the rivalries he makes with some of the other kids, and them all trying to scramble to find their way out. So there's so many different puzzles and clues and mysteries throughout this book that you can solve along with Kyle, which is super fun. Now, I am a person that is not very good at puzzles, so it was really great for me to be able to read the way that Kyle and the others figure out each step along the way. Super fun. This book was just, I keep saying it, and I just have said it like a million times, fun. But it is. This is a really fun read. So it's a perfect start of the summer book because it doesn't really have a lot of like really deep themes that are going to be, controversial or, make you think for a long time afterwards. It's just a fun book with lots of puzzles. The characters are really great. I loved Kyle. There are some characters that I loved to hate. I'll let you figure out for yourself who they are, and just in general really rooting for Kyle and his team to see if they can make it out of the library first, to see if they're going to win that amazing prize. Whether they do or not, you'll have to read and find out. So this is also part of a series. It's the first book in a series, but each story is its own contained story. So it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. If you just want to read this book, which is all I did, I read it and it ended perfect, and it's just a lovely story in and of itself. But if you did read it and loved it and you want to read more, there is a whole, rest of the series to read as well, so you can keep going. So that's really cool too. And like I said, there is a movie. I haven't seen it, but some of the kids in my Books and Bites group said that they had watched it and really liked it. So it might be worth giving that a shot as well. So give this one a try if you haven't read it before. Like I said, it's been out for a while. It's sort of a book that you may have heard of even if you haven't read it yet, but definitely give it a try. I was really glad I read it recently because I think it was just super fantastic. Escape from Mr. Lemonchello's library. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this book sounds just as much as exciting as I found it to be. If so, please feel free to come check it out from Farmington Community Library. And also thank you so much for watching, and please give this video a like. Thanks so much, friends, and have a wonderful rest of the day.